It's 4:50. We have returned to the record.
Mr. Young, what in Scientology terminology is a PR flap?
It's a situation that could prove to be embarrassing to the organization as far as its image.
Were you ever considered a PR flap?
Objection.
I suppose so.
And when was that?
Objection, speculation, lack of foundation.
Well, I think my being in this deposition is part of a PR flap.
Well, I mean, while you were in Scientology.
Well, the only thing I could think of is just escaping the RPF. That is a potential PR flap.
Objection, move to strike.
But other than that, no.
In Scientology, in the command lines, if I'm saying this correctly, who's in charge of reporting PR flaps?
Well, it should first be the PR.
Is this asked to a particular church?
No, this is general. This is general.
As to any organization?
Any organization. As to any organization, are there certain designated positions who report PR flaps?
First the PR, yes.
All right, and the PR is what?
Whatever public relations officer is designated to hold that function in the organization.
Okay. Under what circumstances would the Office of Special Affairs become involved in the PR flap?
Objection, lack of foundation.
When it is external to the organization, and the simplest way to put it would be just geographically external, outside the boundaries of the organization, is the simplest way to put it.
When you were in the Office of Special Affairs, were you ever involved in handling or in any way a PR flap?
Objection, I must have missed this, but I don't remember him saying he was in the Office of Special Affairs.
No, I'm sorry. When you were in the Guardian's office, which later was renamed to the Office of Special
Objection to
Affairs.
that characterization.
Well, I'll even help you out one more time. Was the Guardian's office ever renamed something else?
Objection.
Yes.
And what was that?
It's renamed the Office of Special Affairs.
Okay. Were you in Scientology when that happened?
Yes.
Okay. Were you ever actually a member while it was renamed the Office of Special Affairs?
Objection as to the form.
I was there during the transition period when it was becoming that, and I had moved to ASI when the name was announced. So technically, no, but during the transition to it, yes.
And in the Guardian's office, did you ever get involved in handling PR flaps?
Yes.
Okay. And did you ever handle PR flap at Flag in Clearwater?
No.
Within your knowledge of Scientology, are there different gradations of PR flaps?
Yes.
Objection, lack of foundation.
And explain that.
It depends upon the organization as well as the incident, but the level of organization and what potential harm that could provide would be pretty much the first criteria.
Okay. What type of organizations or offices within Scientology would be alerted or noticed or sent reports to about a public member taking her clothes off outside of the Flag property in Clearwater?
Objection as to the form.
It would first, since it's off the property, you'd want to make sure that the organization itself is notified, which seems to be evident. After that, it would go on the OSA lines as the first report, and secondarily it would go on the RTC lines.
And when you say on the OSA lines or the RTC lines, what does that mean?
That's the language. That is the communication line between, say, Clearwater to Los Angeles, like you'd say a telephone line or a internet line. It's just simply the distance that you send the communication.
And in the case of Lisa McPherson and what she did, taking off her clothes in public, is that the level of a PR flap that OSA would become immediately involved in?
Objection is to the form, objection to lack of foundation.
Calls for speculation.
And when Mr. Kardazinski testified in his October 13th, 1998 statement that he gave to the Pinellas County prosecutors investigating the death of Lisa McPherson.
I was under the impression you weren't going to ask him questions about any of the individual defendants.
Did I mention a defendant?
Well, you're about to read from Mr. Kardazinski.
That name?
I don't know. Last time I looked, he was an individual defendant.
It's not rendering any type of opinion or criticisms concerning the individual defendants. I'm still correct in my prior statement.
Well, then I object, move to strike, because I thought he was being called here to issue opinions. Expert opinions, allegedly.
My question is, how fast does the communication of a PR flap get sent from the local org to the executives of either the C organization or OSA when there's a serious PR flap?
Objection, lack of foundation.
Yeah, check to the form. Lack of foundation calls for speculation.
As fast as the information can be collected, a handling recommended, typed up and sent by email.
When you were in the Guardian's office, were you privy to any reports being sent into the Guardian's office concerning serious PR flaps?
Yes.
And what happens when that PR flap notice or report gets sent into the Guardian's office?
Objection. Are you asking him on a specific incident? Are you asking him generally?
Generally.
So now we're back in the 1970s again?
Right. What happens to reports on serious PR flaps?
It depends upon the seriousness of the flap and how well the handling is being recommended.